Good morning. I show 9 o'clock. Hello and welcome to our very first ever High School Heroes webinar. I'm excited you all are here today. So these webinars will be hosted on Zoom the first Tuesday of the month. They will be recorded and posted on the High School Heroes website, which I will show you here in just a moment. Topics for the High School Heroes webinars are planned out through the end of the year. You can see on your screen the various topics that we will have each month. And those topics after December will change based on y'all's questions or topics of interest that come out of these webinars. We will also be reviewing questions periodically. Feel free to post your questions into the chat or Q&A throughout today's presentation. And again, this webinar is recorded and will be posted on the KBOR website. It's under High School Heroes, High School Counselor, and then you'll find High School Heroes webinar there. So you can see the red circle or oval there, and just click there. There is a plethora of resources there. In fact, most of the resources that I will cover today will be posted in some fashion there on the High School Counselor Resources website. With that, I will go ahead and get started. My name is Misty Knox. I am the Associate Director for Academic Affairs at the Kansas Board of Regents. I've been in this role as my second year. Was a school counselor for about 10 years. Prior to that, was working in a 1A and then also worked in a 4A high school. So excited to be able to bring these resources to you as a former school counselor. The agenda for today, we will talk a little bit about Apply Kansas, the All-Star High School Initiative, Apply Free Days, the Kansas Degree Stats, and then a couple of initiatives that our institutions are rolling out, which is a system-wide transfer and system-wide general education, the degree maps, and then math pathways, which our institutions are working on now, and then roll on to scholarships. I'll give you some career and tech ed resources and then talk about some upcoming webinars in addition to the High School Heroes webinars. Our first item on our agenda is Apply Kansas. We have over 215 districts involved this year in the Apply Kansas campaign, which is pretty exciting. Apply Kansas is our statewide campaign in which high schools conduct events to help seniors apply to college or their post-secondary destination. Apply Kansas celebrates all applications and pathways after high school. As you can see here, this is the data submitted by our high schools in 2023. There were 218 schools participating. That's not district. Those are high schools. This year, we have over 250 high schools participating, which we're super excited to see that growth over time. But nonetheless, in 2023, your Kansas, Apply Kansas campaigns certainly made an impact. Our data continues to be very positive. We've increased school participation from 2022 to 2023 by 22% and increased student participation from 2022 to 2023 by 17%. And this annual report is located on our KBOR website under Apply Kansas. So Apply Kansas is for all students. It focuses on reaching those students who are underserved, helps students take the steps toward their post-high school plans. A few recommendations as you're holding Apply Kansas events, or if you have interest, is certainly inviting area stakeholders. That could be your colleges, community partners, to help support your event. You certainly don't need to host that on your own. Invite in others to come in and assist and answer questions throughout the application process, whether that is college applications, job applications, entrance to military, or what have you. Apply Kansas is an application event. It's not a recruiting event. It's an opportunity to support all students with their post-secondary plans. So as you're working with your stakeholders, colleges are coming in, just make sure that they're aware that we're really supporting those kids through all applications. And we want to celebrate all of those applications post-high school. Taking it a step further, what does it take to have an Apply Kansas event? You'll plan your event, register for an event for the fall, order some swag items. So we have some giveaways that we give out. We'll send to your high school, or you will get those at the Apply Kansas training that you attend if you attend in person. And then select a date and start planning. Invite in any stakeholders that you wish to include. And then promote your event, whether that's just, within your school, or if it's to families, or including other stakeholders or businesses within your event. Totally up to you. It can be as big or as small as you want it to be. And then preparing seniors before the event. That could be printing out their transcript, getting their class rank, GPA, or also getting their IPS ready, or giving them their ACT score as well. And then the fun part, hosting your event and celebrating. This could be hosted however you would like, however you want it to be, and give out those giveaways for those students and celebrate. And then a required component of hosting an Apply Kansas event, and the component that gets you qualified for the All-Star High School, is what we call a student sign-out survey. You will have your students, you'll collect that information from your students, and then you'll send that information on to me by means of a form. And I'll collect that, and that's where you saw the impact slide just a couple slides ago. That's where that information comes from. And then we'll turn the page to preparing for the FAFSA. So October is actually our state's college application month. However, feel free to host your event in September or early November. The student sign-out survey data is actually due to me by December 1st. If you need some flexibility with that, just let me know, but certainly do what's best for your school. Again, I talked about one of the required components of Apply Kansas, and that was the data, which is number 2 on this slide here. Number 1, create your event with at-risk students in mind. Apply Kansas is for all seniors in every high school, and it's our job to make sure that we create specific content to reach and support all students, including first-generation, low-income students of color, and other seniors who may not otherwise apply to college. And then you'll collect your summary data. And then 3, celebrate. So from a university application to a job application, everything in between, Apply Kansas, it's to encourage students to find their best path after high school graduation and celebrates the choices of all seniors. Our goal is to remove barriers to post-secondary education and in their future plans. Let the student lead that process, and when in doubt, err on the side of encouraging the student to stretch beyond their potential. So there's many different ways to have a successful Apply Kansas event, and we only require those 3 components. And be sure to utilize your community or other stakeholders to support, whether that's libraries, community organizations, joining with other schools. Totally up to you. We'll give you plenty of resources, but we'll never make you run your event a certain way. All right, turning the page to All-Star High School. I mentioned your Apply Kansas data is what is your ticket to qualifying for the All-Star High School recognition. Schools that submit their event data are included. So becoming an Apply Kansas school certainly unlocks the multitude of resources. In addition, those schools who are Apply Kansas schools receive some updates, some KBOR as initiatives come to fruition or updates. You guys get the information first. So what is All-Star High School? So there's 3 requirements included. It's offering 3 events, and then you'll fill out the All-Star High School survey, and you'll be in on the recognition. Apply Kansas, that's an opportunity, again, as I mentioned, offered in the fall. That data is to be reported to me by December 1st. Again, it can be offered anytime. FAFSA completion events. Some schools do these in conjunction with their Apply Kansas events. Totally up to you. Many schools team up with local higher ed institutions in their community and invite families in to receive one-on-one help in completing the FAFSA application. Schools offer these events anytime after the application opens, which at this point is December 1st for this year. But schools are able to help families who may be reluctant to complete the form or may have questions throughout the form. And then the senior signing event, this is similar to an athletic signing ceremony or could be in conjunction with an athletic signing ceremony. Can be offered however you'd like it to be, or it could be a bulletin board. Again, it can be as big or as small. However, it's for all graduating seniors. Many universities require students to accept their offers for admission by a deadline of, let's say, May 1st generally. So it's an opportunity for counselors to celebrate the decision of the entire senior class through, again, it could be bulletin boards, parties with treat bags, maps, signing posters, a presentation in conjunction with the scholarship awards night, or what have you. So each senior indicates what their post-secondary, post-graduation plans are on the poster or bulletin board, and each decision is celebrated and hopefully shared with the greater school community. Certainly a very fun way to encourage students and highlight all the decisions and equalize the different paths to show underclassmen where their peers are going after graduation. Apply free days. Excited about this opportunity offered yet again this year. Apply free days is going to be October 7th through the 9th. So as you're planning the application event, Apply Kansas, plan with this in mind here. Some notes here, not all Kansas colleges and universities have application fees. Applying to our 19 community colleges is free all year round. Also, Pittsburgh State University, Washburn University, and Emporia State University do not have application fees, so students can apply there free, again, every day. Most of our private colleges and universities who are what's called KICA schools, you can Google that and figure out who all has application fees if you'd like, but a lot of those do not have application fees either. You can visit our website under Apply Free Days, and there is a form or a resource there that actually will help you through and see which schools have application fees and how to effectively help these students through, whether it's a waiver code or what have you on the application. A few pointers as you navigate Apply Free Days. I certainly recommend being intentional in filling out applications to colleges. It's very important for students to have a backup plan. So certainly apply to multiple colleges if they have interest or intent in going there. Want to discourage applying to colleges with no intent or interest. There's staff behind at each institution who is processing, putting their eyes on every single one of those individual applications. Colleges get incredibly busy during this time, as you can imagine, and are very backed up. So extend some grace during this window. I certainly also want to recommend having positive communication of our students. It's a great opportunity for students to learn to communicate that they are not planning to attend, or if they don't have interest in that school anymore, they can certainly unsubscribe or tell the recruiter that they're not interested. Students don't have to really decide until they're if they're going to that institution until maybe late spring, but should continue to meet those deadlines, whether it's scholarships or housing and so forth. Moving right along, we have the Kansas Degree Stats. This is a portal. It's a very important tool for students and their families to use when planning for college. Website helps students choose the right institution and degree program based on the specific costs and earnings data. So for tuition, the site will give the typical median a dollar amount charged as their resident tuition to graduates from that specific degree program. It's updated annually with data from the Kansas Public Universities and Colleges, provides cost data, including resident tuition, fees, room, board, books, and supplies for each of their undergraduate programs. There's also wage information, which might be super helpful on this website. These are from real students. So they retrieve this information a year out and 5 years out post-graduation from students who, again, graduated from those programs. We partner with Kansas and Missouri Department of Labor for wage information on those graduates. Certainly a plethora of tools located in the Kansas Degree Stats to help calculate their total loan debt, total degree investment, estimated monthly payment, for the loan and percent of expected annual earnings. So if you're curious about also some post-secondary certificate programs, you can refer to what's called a KTIP, which is a Kansas Training Information Program for wage outcomes. Again, that is for certificate programs if you are interested in that. So when you arrive at the Kansas Degree Stats, there's a welcome page that greets you. If it's your first time, you might just click on the information buttons located to better understand how to use the site. But essentially, you're just going to search, you can perform an institution search or a degree title search, and the results will populate right there on the same page. You can also do a keyword search if you'd like. And then you can also select up to 3 institutions to compare those 3, whether that's you want to compare the tuition, or maybe there's a difference in wage information based on where the students are graduating from. So this tool provides a comprehensive cost and earnings data, and there's tools to help learn how to utilize this site and aid you and your students in navigating this portal. So here's an output page using the keyword search for biology. You can see there within our state public universities which universities offer the biology program. You can select, again, 3 of those to compare if you'd like. Further, if you want to click on a specific institution, let's say we're looking at Pittsburgh State University for accounting. You can select that program and see a detailed view of what would be encompassed. So the user can modify the funding results to fit their own expectations and their own situation. So if they know they're getting quite a bit in scholarships, or they don't have any scholarships grants that they're planning on, they can zero out that number under funding resources. They know what they need for loans. They can kind of get an idea what their total investment from all their funding sources is. You can see a little further what the comparison of 3 institutions would look like. So right here we have Emporia State University, Pittsburgh State University, and Johnson County Community College. You can see what the difference there side by side is, and also further, if you come down a little bit, you can see what the wage information encompasses if they are wanting to get a bachelor's in accounting versus an associate's in accounting. All right, system-wide transfer. So this is an item that our institutions are working on now. Wanted to let you know about this portal that's available to you. Again, these are reviewed annually and constantly reviewed, updated. But there's over 120 general education introductory program courses on this Transfer Kansas portal. And they have been approved, vetted through our faculty. Just a little tip here, make sure that the transfer course applies to the student's program as well. So you might see maybe college intermediate algebra on as a system-wide transfer course. Just make sure that you're looking at that academic degree map to make sure that course actually applies and is needed within that student's degree program. Very helpful resource. You can search through that, put a course in and see how it transfers to Fort Hays, K-State, KU, Wichita State, and so forth. All right, system-wide general education. Again, this is an item that you would want to reach out to your institutions to see what their system-wide general education package is. There is some institutional specific items that they can designate within this system-wide general education. So these are the buckets system that you may be aware of, but there's 34 to 35 credit hours total within this framework. So here's a little bit further what those courses may encompass for the system-wide general education. And here's how it looks like in practice. So K-State Core for students, that's what they call theirs. And then also KU calls it the KU Core 34. So be sure to reach out to your institutions and, 2-year, 4-year, and see what whoever your partnering institution is, whoever that wherever that student is taking those college classes, it is certainly a very awesome opportunity that they are able to complete these system-wide transfer uh, gen eds and transfer within the state and have those gen eds completed. So what does this look like? So here's a sample transcript once those students actually complete the system-wide general education courses. Their college transcript is going to say the system-wide general education is completed. So what that means is they're not going to be required to take additional general education requirements. Those gen eds are done. There are a few exceptions to that, some of those being like your engineering programs. All that's listed on our website though. But essentially here is what happens. Student starts out at institution A, let's say maybe that's a community college. They complete their system-wide general education. All the buckets are completed. They transfer to institution B. That institution cannot require additional general education requirements unless one of the exceptions, which is linked below, applies. Again, this PowerPoint, as well as this recording, will be linked on our website under high school counselors for you to review in the future. Right, so some general education exceptions here. So let's say engineering. So engineering physics 1 in the general education section of the degree is a prerequisite to those highlighted prerequisites for the engineering program. So this is why we have exceptions. So there might be some specific items needed as a gen ed within, let's say, engineering that they will need to take. So be sure to check out the system-wide general education exceptions link there. All right, let's take a sample student scenario. Okay, so this student took history since 1877. They took English Comp 1, music appreciation, and English Comp 2. So as you're helping those students, advising those students through which courses are needed, you can see here that they took the courses. So 2 buckets are actually completed now. So they would then want to focus on the communications, math, natural and physical sciences bucket, and the social and behavioral sciences bucket to move forward. Talk to your local institutions, concurrent enrollment providers, become familiar with their package from your local institution. Share that with your juniors and seniors and even sophomores as they're planning to take those college courses. And consider how that advising changes. You know, are you going to create some pathways to help them finish a general education package while they're in high school, or what's your plan? Pretty excited about our next topic, which is the academic degree maps. So all of our institutions are working on getting these degree maps on their website and available to you guys. So this is essentially going to be your one-stop place for all your academic programs. So you're helping those students understand what courses are required for their degree programs. You're going to go on to whatever that institution, they're going to have a page, a link there for you so that you can see all of their degree programs and those academic maps for you. So those will also be posted on our website here relatively soon as a centrally located place for all the degree maps for each of the academic programs. All right, moving right along to Math Pathways, which is an item that we're still working on. Our institutions are working diligently to designate the math pathways, but essentially for math pathways, we're aligning math general education courses to fit the academic programs. So math pathways is about identifying the best math course for each area of academic study. So it's about the right math at the right time for each student. College algebra was designated to prepare students for calculus. Most academic programs don't actually require calculus, actually about 20% do, but programs default to requiring college algebra for their degree programs, and college algebra is no longer going to be the default math course. We're in the process of working with the academic disciplines to identify the general education math course that best fits the needs of their students for that program. So a little bit further information here, we conducted a survey last spring. The survey asks responders to first identify what academic discipline they represent and then asked them which math skills are critical for students in their programs. There were actually 26 different skills, each associated with the one of 3 system-wide transfer math general education courses. So not surprisingly, many of the identified skills were not found in college algebra, but were found in contemporary math and/or elementary statistics. So we're using that as a basis for information to meet the folks in the disciplines to discuss and identify appropriate math courses. The result will be that college algebra will no longer be the default math course. So there are some other things we have to do, such as standardizing the course placement for math and creating co-requisite developmental support sections for not only college algebra, but also for like contemporary math and also elementary statistics. So that is in the works. Here's just a little bit of a timeline on kind of where we're at with that. So academic year, so fall 2024, spring 2025. We're working on some professional development. Institutions are designing those co-requisites and the math pathway courses. So starting fall 2025, there's going to be a soft launch. Your institutions will be communicating with you guys on any changes to anticipate. But certainly fall of 2026 is planned to be the full implementation of math pathways. Moving right along to scholarships, we have a plethora of scholarships. Hopefully you guys receive a little booklet in the mail. If not, be sure to check out our website of the plethora of resources for your students. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Kansas Promise Act scholarship. So eligible institutions must have at least one of the existing programs. There's a list of programs there on your screen that fall into the following fields. There's a little bit of concern that was presented at an Apply Kansas site coordinator training that I did want to just let you guys know. If you do have, there's a lot of funds available for Promise Act, but if you do have a student maybe where they are running low on funds and maybe they didn't get the Promise Act funds for whatever reason, I would recommend continuing to apply in the future, whether that's the next semester, the next year, or what have you. So with the Kansas Promise Act scholarship and many of our scholarships, students must complete the financial aid form, and there is some additional requirements encompassed in that scholarship. Moving on to the career and technical education resources. So the on the KSDE website, there is a CTE statewide articulation agreement link there. So these statewide articulation categories here, you can click on each one and you can see what all articulation agreements are in place and then which courses they have to take at your high school in order to receive that college credit through articulation. So you can see here for Cloud County Community College, here is the CTE pathways. You'll click within that pathway and you'll see what the requirement is as far as which courses can be taken in high school for high school coursework and what it will transfer or articulate into to college. The Excel in CTE, which was formerly called Senate Bill 155, this is state funded for college tuition for high school students. So it covers that tuition for our students. So be sure to get a list of these courses from the whatever is your dual and concurrent servicing institution, and save your students some time and some money as they're navigating to college. So there's a new CTE credential and transition incentive that I want to make you guys all aware of. This is through made possible through Senate Bill 123. So school districts, if requested, can cover the assessment fees for CTE credentials upon student request. So let's say there is a CNA fee, test fee. Those students planning to take the CNA and planning to pay for that can request districts, schools to help cover that cost. All right, upcoming webinars. So wanted to just show you guys a little bit about some upcoming webinars hosted by KBOR that are on our website. So there's CLEP for high schools coming up. That's going to be next Tuesday, September 10th from 9 to 10. So there's quite a few resources available through CLEP to high schools to be able to save those students some time and some money. So we will hear from the director of CLEP Outreach. She will be great at sharing those resources with us. If you're not able to make it, that recording will be posted on our website under the high school counselor resources. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. Want to make that short and sweet. If there's any questions at any point, please get a hold of me. Let me know what I can do to help you out. If not, we will see you the first Tuesday of next month. We're going to be talking about unlocking student success. We have some dual and concurrent advisors available to help us in best helping our students as we are attempting to advise them on to their next steps, whether that be college or wherever they're going. So hopefully you're able to get some tips and tricks out of that opportunity happening in October. All right. Thank you guys all for joining me today. Again, reach out at any point if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you out.